We are live with Lunch Break Live, and this is Destiny of Eat Your Destiny. What are you making today?
Hey everyone, so today I'm making a really simple recipe. We're going to be making some vegan mac and cheese, and it only takes a couple ingredients, so it's very accessible for most people. They have pretty much all these ingredients in their kitchen. So
Let's get cooking. Go for it.
Cool. So first I'll show you the ingredients that I'll be using. So obviously y'all saw the carrots that I took out so that I can cut them up and put them in the broth. So I have some medium-sized carrots. I have a head of garlic. I won't be using this whole thing. I'll probably use like 2, maybe 3 cloves. If you really love garlic, you can use more. I also took out half of a yellow onion. You can use a white one, you can use a purple one, whatever type of onion you love. I prefer yellow, so this is what I'll be using. Then I also took out a medium large potato. Any type of potato that you have in your home, you can definitely use. This is just like a regular russet potato, I think. So this is what I'll be using. And those are the main vegetables that we're using to make the actual vegan cheese. As for noodles, use what you want to use. We can use these elbow noodles. So I just have some in a reusable salsa jar. And then you can also use some shells. So if you like your macaroni and cheese with shells, you can use that. And then as for seasonings, I'm keeping it very basic. I know there's a lot of other vegan mac and cheese recipes that you can use a bunch of ingredients, and you can use cauliflower and all these other things. But I'm going to be using just some salt, some pepper, some paprika. This one happens to be a smoked paprika, but you can use whatever type of paprika or cayenne pepper, chili pepper, anything that's a little bit spicy. I'm also using some turmeric, some adobo. So if you don't have adobo, you can just use onion powder, garlic powder. That's basically what adobo is, just kind of mixed up in a fancy little mixture. And then the star of the show is nutritional yeast. So nutritional yeast, most vegans know what this is already because we use it a lot in plenty of our dishes. It's really high in B12 and it gives your dish a very like cheesy type flavor. So that's pretty much all we're using. I am going to start by just peeling and chopping up all of my ingredients. So I'm going to bring y'all down. Hi, Susan. Cool. So I just have some carrots. Just going to peel some of the carrots.
Hey, guess what, Destiny? You've got a lot of people who are watching today. We got Tom, who's watching from Chicago, Veronica, Lisa, Tina, Susan, Betty in Cornwall, on the East Coast, I believe, who's saying mooch. She loves the mooch. Steven, you guys want to write in the chat where you're from, welcome to Lunch Break Live. And as you can tell, Destiny is she's already starting with some carrots. This is going to be really interesting, y'all. Some carrots with mac and cheese. Let's see.
Carrots add a really nice flavor and also a really nice color to your mac and cheese. So that's why I love using them. I already cut off the ends, gonna cut off the tips. And I also have a veggie scrap bowl. This is where I keep all of my veggie scraps. I like to make some veggie broth after I have a bunch of scraps left over. So no food waste.
Okay, now just for a second while you're just keep on chopping, how do you make your veggie broth? Can you tell us? Because this is a total kitchen hack. Let's hear about it.
Yeah, definitely. So veggie broth is really easy to make. I honestly feel like nobody should buy veggie broth from the store because if you cook with vegetables, veggie broth is super easy. So any vegetable scraps that you have, you can even use fruit vegetables. Like it honestly doesn't matter. Just throw it in a pot with hot water, boil it, maybe add some salt if you want some. You can leave the salt out as well. And then when you strain it, there's your veggie broth. I make mine pretty much like once a month because I use a lot of vegetables. So I just freeze all of my vegetables in either like a Ziploc bag or, a reusable bag, dump it into a pot or my Instant Pot and call it a day. That's pretty much how you make veggie broth.
That's amazing. I guess I'm getting it. You're very eco-conscious, aren't you?
Yes, I try to be.
Awesome. So how did you come up with Eat Your Destiny? That's such a cute name.
Yeah, during my vegan journey, I've been vegan for almost 3 years now. I just was trying to document my process and I started sharing pictures on Instagram and I just kind of was like, my name is Destiny, obviously. So that's where I got that part. But Destiny meaning like future. Honestly, you want to eat the best nutritious foods that you can eat to better your future. So it kind of just like fell in place like that. Yeah, that's how I came up with my name.
Yeah. Okay, what you doing down there now?
Cool. So I have the carrots. I have the what is this? The onion chopped up. So I'm just gonna roughly chop it. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're just gonna boil it so that it can become fork tender and throw it in a blender. So it doesn't have to look pretty at all. I'm probably gonna use maybe 2 things of garlic.
Yeah. Okay, so I was reading about your Veggie Mejas involvement. You're one of the community organizers. Can you tell us about Veggie Mejas?
Yeah, definitely. So I'll come back up here. So Veggie Mejas is a nationwide collective, and it's made up of Black, Indigenous people of color who happen to be vegan or veg friendly, vegetarian, veg curious, and we really promote the plant-based lifestyle and how to make it accessible for people at home who maybe have children or are low income. So we really focus on like food accessibility and food justice. So we have a bunch of chapters all around the US. And I actually started the Dallas chapter. I lived in Dallas for about 4 years. And that's where I started the Dallas chapter. So we've hosted, like vegan flea markets before, educational workshops about sustainability. Every chapter does something different. So it's a really awesome collective. And we also, I just saw my mom is on here. Hi, Mom. So we, we host a lot of like really cool events. Obviously now with everything being more virtual, we have a lot of like virtual workshops and yoga sessions and trips to farm sanctuaries and things like that. So it's really a great experience. If you want to learn more, you can check out our Instagram page. It's at Veggie Mejas, and we post all the pictures from events and things like that.
That is so amazing. I love what you're doing. Have you found that more people are able to engage because of being online? Like, do you find that being virtual?
Yeah, definitely. I think in the beginning, when everything started becoming more virtual, I think a lot of people were really interested in like, doing things online. I think maybe now there's a little bit of like Zoom fatigue and like online, workshop fatigue. But we still find that our workshops and events are, now they're more accessible to people. We can have people from all different states coming to events and even countries and stuff. So it's been really great. We've had a positive turnout to most of our events this year. So yeah.
Okay, what you doing over there now? I see some peeling.
Cool.
Chopping.
Yes, so I'm peeling my huge potato, and then I'm just going to chop this up. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like I said, my potato's a little bit spotty, but that's okay.
And is Valerie your mom?
Yes.
Shout out to Valerie. Did you used to cook with her when you were a kid?
She did not, but that's okay. I really learned and kind of taught myself how to cook after going vegan because, I was like, I need to feed myself. I don't really know like where to go sometimes to eat vegan. So I just kind of jumped in the kitchen, learned off of YouTube and social media, and yeah.
I know my daughter's teaching me how to cook vegan. She went vegan first.
Oh, and, nice.
And then 6 months or 5 months later, I went vegan. It's been 5 years now, but she's been teaching me. We cooked together. We made a really nice artichoke dip today. Oh, it's so good.
Nice. That's awesome.
Cool. Oh, it's cute. She wrote, Valerie, your mama wrote, definitely not with her Nana.
Oh, yeah. My Nana is the one that cooks more when I was growing up. So a lot of the dishes that were served and made were by my grandmother. So yeah. Okay, so now I have all of my veggies chopped up. I have the carrots, the onion, garlic, and potatoes. So I'm just gonna throw it into a pot of boiling water. But because this is, a cooking demo, the magic of cooking demos, I already have some that is done. So I'm gonna save this and put it. I'm gonna put this to the side, and then I'll just make some more mac and cheese later today. So I'm gonna put this over here. Mac and cheese also freezes really well. So if you make a big batch of it, that's totally okay. You can just, cook it up, put it in a container and throw it in the freezer, then pop it out, throw it in the oven or microwave when you're ready to eat it.
I love it. Okay, so I can't wait to see. Now, do you use that water for anything? Do you ever use the water from your...
Yes. So I actually would typically, so I've already done it over here, but you want to save some of the water that you kind of boiled the vegetables in because you want to use it to blend up your cheese mixture. So I already have some over here. I'm just going to show you how I...
This is so much fun. Thank you all for watching Lunch Break Live with us. And what's so much fun doing it virtually is we can be around the country, around the world. And right now, Destiny is in Las Vegas. She's from the Bronx, and she's in Vegas right now. And check this out, everybody. She's going to just take them in, pop them in there. That's her onions, her carrots, and her potato mixture, garlic, right?
Yep.
I am so easy. You are making this like so easy to do. Look at this.
Right. Mac and cheese was one of those things that when I first went vegan, I was so sad to not have, and so I was like, I need to find a really quick and easy recipe to make this. And this has been my recipe for like the past almost 3 years now. And like I said, it's really easy to make. It's easy to freeze, and you can use it on nachos. You can use it, obviously, mac and cheese. We use this cheese all the time. Cool. So now that I have all of my vegetables in the blender, and feel free to you can use like a NutriBullet, or it doesn't have to be like a super high speed or expensive blender. I always tell people use what you have. You can even use like a potato masher if you don't have a blender. Just make sure that your vegetables are like really soft so that it's easier for you. So just going to bring you back down here. I'm just going to start with, I honestly don't really use measurements. So I want to say that everything is probably about a tablespoon. So I'm going to use probably like a teaspoon of salt just to start, because you can't take salt out once you put it in,
That's so true, Solo. Hey, so Skip wants to know, how long do you boil the veggies for?
Great question. So sorry I didn't mention that. You're going to boil them until they're fork tender. So if you put it on high, it'll obviously, be done faster. I put mine on, I think the max is like 8 on my stove, and it took about 15 minutes. So it'll be done pretty quickly.
Got it. We already have people who are warming up for your blender dance.
Cool. So I put the salt, pepper, paprika. I'm going to add some turmeric. Turmeric is really good. It has like anti-inflammatory components to it, and it's really great for like your joints and stuff like that. I like to add turmeric to pretty much any dish I'm making, and it's really good for adding color to things. So if you're ever making like a tofu scramble, turmeric is the star of the show. Alrighty, so the next thing is some adobo. You can use any brand. And like I said, if you don't have adobo, you can use a tablespoon of garlic powder and a tablespoon of onion powder. So I'm going to add obviously a little bit more because I'm using just plain adobo. So that should be good. And then lastly, nutritional yeast. I obviously got this one from Trader Joe's, but you can find this at Walmart. If you have a Winco where they sell bulk foods, they also have a lot of nutritional yeast. I would highly recommend getting some of this and trying it out. It's really good.
It has all the nutrients, the B12 and micronutrients that we need for our diet, and iron. So good for us. Look at this, everybody. Everybody watching closely. Oh my gosh, we have so many people watching. Hey, Skip, thanks for joining us. Tom, can't wait to see the dance. Mache says, hello, everybody. Keep cruelty off your plate. Thank you so much. Oh, Shield. Hello, Shield. And, oh, yeah. Okay. Ooh, there goes the veggie broth, right?
Yes. So that's the veggie broth. And then, so for the nutritional yeast, you want to definitely add more than a tablespoon. You probably want to do like 1/4 of a cup of nutritional yeast. I love it. The flavor is amazing. And it makes it like super cheesy. So I added about 1/4 of a cup. And then we're going to blend it, taste it. And if it needs anything else, we'll just add it. Cooking is so easy. I just want to make sure that everybody knows that like, you don't have to be stressed out in the kitchen trying to like measure things. You want to cook to your taste,
Yeah, well, you're making this look really easy, sweetie. I'm so excited about this. Okay, we're going to get up close again, personal. Thank you for joining us here on Lunch Break Live. I'm Paige, and here we go. Paige, your host. So here we go. Destiny.
So my blender says that was a great dance, but it needs to be mixed. So I'm gonna just use one of these and kind of like mix it through, okay? Maybe my blender didn't like my dance. Alrighty.
All right.
Alrighty, and it's that simple. So I'm gonna just kind of show a close-up of like the texture. You can see it's kind of drippy like cheese. It tastes good. I probably will add a little bit more salt, but other than that, this is really, really good. So I'm gonna take it off real fast. Add a little bit more salt. I'm just using some pink Himalayan salt, and then we should be good.
Okay, I love it. So exciting. Okay, so are we blending again?
Yes.
I did not get to see your dance. I did not.
Okay.
Your mama says you dance salsa. Go girl. There we go.
This is my blender dance. Okay, cool. So I want to show you a close-up again of the texture of this cheese. Like I said before, this is really good for nachos as well. Usually when we have leftover cheese, we'll just put some tortilla chips on a plate, you know, add some toppings and pour this over, and it's amazing. Let's see. Cool. So this is what the cheese is looking like.
Oh, yeah.
Very pourable. Very hot and good. And so now we're basically done. I'm just gonna grab my my noodles, put this on it. We're gonna mix it up, and then our mac and cheese is pretty much done.
So Destiny, I would love to hear, and our viewers would love to hear, how did you choose to go vegan? What's your quick vegan story?
Yeah, so I decided to go vegan because I started doing research about dairy. I learned how disgusting dairy honestly is, and I was suffering from really bad acne when I moved out to Texas. I don't know if it was the air quality or just like the difference in the environment. And then while trying to cure my acne, I realized that dairy is one of those things that you should probably eliminate. So I took it from there. Like I eliminated dairy, and then after that I eliminated meats. And then I learned more about the environment. I learned more about, you know, animal rights and stuff like that. So honestly, my vegan journey was very, you know, step by step. It was a journey, but yeah, it's almost been 3 years now. And I think, you know, now I do it more for like health reasons. And I realized how great a plant-based diet is for your body and long-term. So that's why I'm still vegan.
That's awesome. And also you're an environmentalist. You're so inspired. That's what had me go vegan. Was I watched Cowspiracy. It changed my life, that film. It also what health is a powerful film as well. It talks about, you know, basically what's happening with health, and also, you know, in the nutrition deserts and the spray off that's affecting families near the factory farming and so forth.
Yeah, I definitely, my favorite like vegan documentary is Game Changers. That one you can pretty much, I think it's on Netflix now. And that one really resonated with me just because, you know, before going vegan, a lot of people have this like misconception that like you need all this protein and you won't be able to like, you know, build muscle and things like that. So seeing athletic people and like professional athletes going vegan and sharing their plant-based story really resonated with me. And I always tell people like, you know, I recommend that one because it really talks about like your body and how, you know, eating plant-based can definitely like help, you know, so.
Absolutely, 100%. Wow, that's so beautiful to hear you share.
Yeah. Cool. So I just added some of my cooked noodles. I used the shell noodles. Kind of reminds me of the old mac and cheese I used to eat before going vegan. And so now I'm just going to mix it in this pot. Just gonna pour some of the cheese. Wow, this came out really good today. I'm glad.
And it looks like it's enough for maybe 2 different servings. Yeah, 2 different like helpings.
Yes, definitely. So this made a lot of cheese. I honestly didn't even make enough noodles for this because I didn't anticipate it coming out this much. But the good thing is that if you want to, bake this, a lot of people like baked mac and cheese. It's good to have some leftover so that you can, drizzle it on top and enjoy a more cheesy flavor. So I don't know if y'all can see, but this is with the mac and cheese.
Definitely see that cheesiness. Wow. Incredible.
Yeah.
And it's all made from vegetables. It's incredible with some seasonings. Wow.
Yeah. Only 4 vegetables and a handful of seasonings, and you can make yourself some quick vegan mac and cheese.
Oh my God. Well, Destiny, this is so exciting. Is there anything else you want to share with our viewers? Anything you're up to? Anything you want anybody to know?
So on my personal page, Eat Your Destiny, I obviously I run an Instagram page with that brand name, and I host a lot of like virtual cooking demos. I'm actually hosting one this Sunday to teach people how to make a coquito, a traditional Puerto Rican drink. So I'll be making that, but I'm planning to do it all next year and just teach people how to eat on a budget and shop on a budget. So if your coins are tight and you're trying to go vegan, but you're afraid of spending too much money, definitely follow me because I post a lot of tips on how to shop on a budget at a supermarket. You can go to Dollar Tree and buy fresh ingredients from there and make a whole meal. So yeah, if you're looking to save money and eat healthy, definitely check out my page. Ooh, yes, some breadcrumbs. I love to make this. I just saw somebody's comment saying that breadcrumbs on this would be amazing. So I usually put this in a baking dish, add more cheese on top, and then add breadcrumbs and bake it for like maybe 20 minutes. It's amazing.
Will you show us up close and personal one more time? I want to see that. Oh my gosh, my mouth is watering. And what would you substitute instead of onions if somebody is not an onion favorite? They don't love onions.
Oh my gosh, onions are amazing. You should try onions. But yeah, if you don't like onions, you can definitely just take them out. I would probably add a little bit more garlic. You can also add some cauliflower. Cauliflower has a very like neutral taste and it'll help thicken things up. So yeah, if you want to omit onions, definitely add in another vegetable.
Oh, honey, thank you so much. You want to try it? Tell us what you think.
Yeah, definitely. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
I know that I'm eating for lunch.
How do you find you, Destiny, on Facebook? We've got here's her Instagram, Eat Yo Destiny. And how do we find you on Facebook?
I have the same name on Facebook. So I have a Facebook page called Eat Yo Destiny. And yeah, I post things on there as well.
Thank you all for joining us here on Lunch Break Live. We appreciate you so much. Thanks for watching again and again. And we'll be back with more recipes and more deliciousness. I'll post this recipe in the comments later. Plus, you'll be able to find the story on our website, janeunchained.com. And peace and blessings, y'all. Back to you, Destiny. Maybe one more shot of that food. And we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.